We're so quick to demonize the trainee system, saying that it's too much, that it's too harsh. And then in that same breath, when idols are overworked and they don't eat and they don't sleep and they have the audacity to make a mistake, we demonize them. Make it make sense. Hi, welcome. My name is Angelina and you're watching an episode of Kpop Investigations, where I basically take a specific subject and do a little bit of a deep dive into it. And today we're going to be talking about Giselle's choreography mistakes and what that means for Aespa as a group as a whole. From forgetting moves to seemingly not being in sync to not being able to keep up with the rest of the members to people even questioning Aespa's performances as a whole. We'll take a look at some of the quote-unquote evidence, share our thoughts. We'll even dive into why these scandals seem to keep on happening and if people are overreacting or if they have reason to be upset with these types of scandals. So if you're interested, don't forget to like, comment, and share this video with friends you don't have. You can also subscribe, all that jazz. Okay, so what are the origins of this story? So it seems that on a Korean forum, these GIFs were uploaded, showing Giselle being out of sync and missing some of the choreography moves. So let's take a look at them. So this first GIF is showing us that she's looking a little bit confused. You know, she's supposed to extend her leg before going into that chorus movement, but we see she continues with the hand movement, seems a bit confused, extends her leg really quickly before going into that chorus flamingo move, which I'm not a dancer, but on a side note, it does seem pretty impressive how despite this mistake, she goes perfectly in sync for that flamingo move. But that's just me. If I fucked up like that, I probably would forget everything and just die on stage. This next one shows them all being a little bit off. Then we have this one, which honestly is a little bit nitpicky. I promise you, give me 5 minutes and one fan cam and I'll find mistakes anywhere. If you're diligently searching for mistakes, you're going to find them, and we'll get into all of that a little bit later, but let's move on. Then there's this last one from a dance practice, and it seems she's thrusting in the wrong direction. Now, friends, why does this seem so familiar? I'm sure you guys all remember circa 2020 when Leah was in the headlines for similar issues. The exact same thing. A bunch of GIFs showing her being out of sync, little moments within the choreography that show her not keeping up with the rest of the members. But at the end of the day, when you're watching the whole choreography, do these little mistakes really take away that much? That's my question to you. It's one thing to be a bad dancer. It's another thing to make little mistakes and you add them up and you put them under a microscope. I mean, yeah, of course it's going to paint a bad picture. You could do that to any group. You could literally do that to anyone. Personally, I think it's more important to look at the overall performance of it all, which we also will get into. I think things like stage presence, live vocals are a lot more important, but some people are really into the choreography aspect and, you know, it makes sense. But let's move on. So of course we had Leah circa 2020, and then of course in like 1874, which is what it felt like given the spacing of Blackpink comebacks, we had Jennie. Now she was in a scandal for quote-unquote lazy dancing, and I know people are going to say that's not at all comparable. Okay, I get it. It's just an example. Let's stick with Leah. But the understanding was that she was a vocalist in a very dance-heavy group. The difference with Aespa is that they're not known to be a dance-based group. We're in 4th gen K-pop, of course, dancing is important, but I will remind you that they are from SM Entertainment. Not that SM doesn't have some iconic choreography, but overall they're not, you know, they're not from a company known for their perfect synchrony. Is that a word? You get what I mean. Then again, they are from a company known for their vocalists, and yet SM, I'll be damned if they don't force 99% of their artists in 4th gen to lip sync, including their 2nd gen idols. Now that's a conversation you guys are not ready for. I have a whole video ready to be filmed about SM forcing their artists to lip sync. I thought it was a little bit too spicy, but if you're interested, let me know and I'll do it. But I digress. This time around, I don't think it's such a black and white issue. I'm seeing more and more people breaking the K-pop code of pretending everything is okay, pretending that everything is perfect and nothing is wrong by admitting that yes, there could be some improvements here. In fact, we would appreciate some improvements here. It's no surprise that Aespa have been caught up in accusations of lip syncing and lack of stage presence. So it seems to me that these aspects paired with these mistakes put under a microscope bring people to question what it actually is that they expect out of a performance. And here's a little PSA. I think it's perfectly fine to have expectations for certain performances. I'll express that I think it's fine to, want your idols to have a little bit better stage presence, a bit more live vocals. I think it's totally fine. And I don't think that if you think this, that you're inherently saying that these idols suck. Though I have trauma linked to that circa 2019 with my thoughts on Blackpink performances. Let's not get into that. And I don't think it's an attack on the idol, because at the end of the day, they're really a product of their company. I don't mean like a product of their company. They're a product, you know, you're a product of your environment. That's what I mean. Like, they're a product of the environment of their company. I'm sure their companies view them that way, though. In the case of SM, it's a company-wide issue. Lip syncing is literally the norm. SM live concerts, lip syncing. Music shows, lip syncing. It is what it is. If you're interested in the video, let me know. Though I'm a little scared. I do maintain that a couple of mistakes within one singular performance is a different story, though. I do, however, understand that a lot of you spend so much money on the groups that you love. So there is this expectation that when they perform, they shouldn't look like they don't want to be there. That's the whole point of a performance. They're performing for their fans. So while in other aspects of their lives, their personal lives, their dating lives, I don't think that has anything to do with us. When it comes to performances, yeah, it has everything to do with fans and what fans expect. Of course, everyone has their likes and dislikes, and some people are perfectly fine with every aspect of performances, but some people aren't. This is where lazy scandals happen, right? Because people are assuming that these idols are taking advantage of this once-in-a-lifetime opportunity that has been given to them. So I do see where people are coming from, though I'm always going to maintain that opinion that we're human and we should be given leeway for mistakes. We're going to have bad days. You've had bad days. So little mistakes in the choreography, again, to me, is not the issue. However, if we're talking stage presence, live vocals, that's more important to me than anything else. I'm not going to sit there and watch a fan cam and pause every few seconds to see if they're perfectly in sync. I'm not JYP. So the first question I want to ask is, are our expectations of idols flawed? I mean, obviously, yes, for the most part they are. Bottom line, I don't think these choreography mistakes are reflective of being a terrible dancer. Because if we're going to go by that logic, I mean, you could go through every single K-pop group and find the worst dancer, find the mistakes. Do you know what I mean? I see people saying, this is her job, she needs to do better, da-da-da-da-da. But I promise you can find this in any group. I mean, we even have like 20 different angles for fan cams. We have a sky view, we have a regular fan cam, a group fan cam, face cam, the whole shebang. So if they're filming these performances multiple times at multiple angles, there's no way you're not going to notice a face cam, a sky view cam. You literally have no room for error. But then again, you are human, you are going to make errors. When I was doing my all K-pop dances are the same videos, I watched a lot of fan cams. And there was a lot of bad stage presence, there was a lot of good stage presence, there was a lot of mistakes, there was a lot of perfect synchronization. That's why I keep saying, I promise you, give me 5 minutes, I'll find a mistake. These fan cam formats are just not ideal. I feel like their purpose has been outdated. Fan cams used to be super useful to learn the choreography when the group didn't reveal the dance practice, which they didn't always used to do. But now, what is the point? I get that they're popular, but tell me why you watch fan cams. That's not to say from a professional point of view that someone couldn't use improvement. I'm sure that's always welcome. So if it is so common, why are we only seeing people like Giselle and Leah in the news for these mistakes that I promise are pretty common? And to answer that, I think we need to discuss K-pop's overall shift, which reflects how fans treat idols and so on. I've mentioned this 1,000 times before, but when idols used to make mistakes, if they had voice cracks, if they messed up the choreography, fans would put it into compilation videos and it would be cute. It was never viewed as these idols are unprofessional, ungrateful, that these idols don't deserve to be in the positions that they're in. It was just cute. Look at these funny little mistakes. Here's a little compilation. Have a good laugh at it. We're all human. And then that's that. 1,000% there's been a shift, because now suddenly it's like, sweetie, you're getting paid to do this. Perform better than that. K-pop used to be exclusively known for their performance value. Yeah, of course people were drawn to K-pop for the music, but you were intrigued of these people singing and dancing live on stage. It was the biggest thing drawing you to these groups, because fan cams didn't really exist. If they did exist, they were not professionally filmed. You didn't have fan cams from music shows, and if you did find a fan cam, it was someone's shaky ass fan cam at a concert. It was terrible. Learning choreography was horrible back then. We also had the fact that idols mostly posted on Korean sites. So like Me Today, some idols had Twitter, but they often got in trouble with the shit they posted. And Instagram did not exist. My point is, K-pop is a lot more interactive these days and a lot more easily accessible to people. To the point where performance isn't the only thing that's important. You need a great personality. You need to post often. Again, my big point is little mistakes here and there are not the issue. Now, if you have an issue with stage presence and lip syncing, and this is something collectively as fans you agree upon, then yeah, sure, express that. But you guys really don't give K-pop companies any reason to change anything that they do. Even if people aren't happy with the performances, they're still going to be spending money on the group. Even if the song is bad, they're still going to be spending money on the group because they've already formed that connection through all of these external factors that I've mentioned that didn't really exist in second gen. So we really are showing companies that it doesn't matter what they do with their groups, that we're going to support them anyways because we love those groups. To conclude this video, I'll leave us off on a little question. Do you think it's time we just let go of our expectations for performances? Do you think they're just not the focal point of K-pop anymore? Because the bare minimum would be to have stage presence and live vocals. And we all know company-wide, industry-wide lip syncing is more and more normalized. As for stage presence, that really depends group to group. But what do you think the future of K-pop performances will look like? And what do you value in a K-pop performance? What are the perfect elements that you would love to see all the time? But yeah, I just think we keep seeing scandals like this because K-pop companies just don't view performances as important as they used to be. At least a lot of companies. Some of you are going to be like, my fave eats the CDs. Well, maybe they should go see a fucking doctor. I'll see myself out. I just don't think it's as important as we make it out to be. We have all this outrage and then we don't put our money where our mouth is. Is that put your money where your mouth is? That's what you get for waking up in Vegas. Thank you, Katy Perry. Anyways, that is basically it for this video. Thank you so much for making it this far. If you did, leave a microphone emoji or a CD emoji. Don't forget to like, comment, and share this video with friends you don't have. You can also join my channel members by clicking the join button next to the subscribe button. These are the lovely individuals who help support my channel on a monthly basis. It honestly means the world to me. Thank you so much. As for me, I'm gonna get going, but I'll see you guys next time. Bye.